Alright, so it worked. Yay! I'm so I'm so happy. Dude! My silly boy over here. Please, be nice to my bag, dude. Like, it already has holes, man. That's not fair, yo. Alright. Hey!
I told them the offer was the best we could do.
Ow, 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 ow!
And of course they said no.
They want to choke us.
I
They think we're
need
too remote to do anything
you to
about
stop
it.
that. Thank
Shame
you.
they're wrong.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Sorry. Alright. So yeah, it worked. So I can have that on, have the volume low, and still hear everything that's going on. So it'll work, it'll come in handy when I'm, you know, playing Assassin's Creed where you have to look out for stuff. Okay, identity, identify a Venatori agent. An excerpt from a Ben Hasworth information report. The target was eliminated, and as expected, all other targets went into hiding. Duke Tithus did not locate our operatives during his search. Information the Duke found on the corpse revealed the smuggler Venatori involvement. Duke Tithus has cut off trade with the Tevinter Imperium and is thoroughly investigating his city. Hunterfell is no longer subject to Venatori influence. Per his request, Operative Iron Bull will receive further intelligence reports to continue his efforts. Supplies from Saharan have also been dispatched. So, yeah. After everything, it's the smuggler that's the Venatori agent. If you pick anyone else other than the smuggler, it still remains under Venatori influence, and you won't get your target because everyone went into hiding after that assassination. So... Okay, I got it.
That Dalish elf who joined us is eager, to say the least.
The Dalish possess great knowledge. We should be honored to have him with us.
So, that's pretty cool. Wait a minute, is that still... Yeah, never mind. I don't want to waste that on that, so... Okay, obtain amulet for Cole. Ambassador Montilier. It is rare to hear of those in Orlais treating spirits as anything other than beasts to kill, and rarer still for anyone to care enough for one to help them. I have given the amulet to your people freely, in hopes that the Inquisition will continue this open-minded approach. We wish you luck in healing the sky, whose rifts have damaged the Fade even here in Ravane. Yours in peace, Lady Anna Maria of Dersmid. Oh, of Dersmid. Oh, so she's Ravane. Or no. I don't know. I was thinking, I was like, oh, so Vivian is... Oh. Oh, well, at least her parents were, but... Anyways. Confront mages in the Wending Wood. A field report from the Wending Wood delivered to Commander Cullen. On the commander's order, we approached the rebel camp and offered amnesty to those who surrendered. Few accepted. One was nearly killed by her fellows when she tried to join us. The group bears no love for those who question their right to power. Of course, they called us every colorful name for murderer they could imagine. Before attempting to kill us, we ended the fight as swiftly as possible. Those who surrendered were young, clearly in over their heads, and grateful for a way out. They have returned with us to Skyhold. We will monitor them closely. After Thurinfell, it's good to know we still serve those who need us. Wood should be safer for travelers. Knight Captain Briani? I don't know. Okay. Offer from the Blaze of Hysarian. I could do that later. Judgment of the death of good Sir Ruth. Judgment, the death of good Sir Ruth. The disgraced Grey Warden, Sir Ruth, wishes to make good on her judgment. On your judgment, Inquisitor. She has asked for assistance in reaching one of the deeper recesses of the Deep Roads, so that her premature calling might serve a greater good. Laudable, but any expedition to the Deep Roads comes with considerable risk. An escort is simple. I could also arrange to note her exact path should you wish to recover her body for any perceived honors. Okay. Suggest an invitation over an escort. Our dwarven contacts would welcome the chance to bolster the forces with a warden on her calling. I'll choose Josephine for this one.
Inquisitor.
Okay. I have not done Varix at all. Why? The big one. Okay, I'll save that for later. Yeah.
Inquisitor.
Okay. Oh wait. I was supposed to read that. Ruffles. First off, you play a mean hand of Wicked Grace. Second, the lead you dug up for me of finding this Balenforth guy in Kirkwall is starting to show some promise. I got my editor to look around for me. She's a coterie boss, so people tell her things whether they want to or not. She tracked down the poor sod carrying the manuscripts out of Kirkwall. This is where it gets weird. The courier is a magistrate, Lord Werner Cammering. The coterie won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Maybe you could have a polite word with him for me, Varric. Okay, so yeah. I have Josephine. No, I have Liliana on that one. Okay. Oh, I still need to do that measure the veil. That is over 11 hours long. No matter how you slice it, it's still 11 hours. So, if you're not doing anything, then yeah, go send one of them. Honestly, it doesn't matter who you send. Yeah, 12 to 15. Which I should be able to. But, nah, screw it. I'll do that. Actually, no. Hold on. That will come next, believe me, it will. So now that we have the amulet, let's go see Cole. We can also do Varric's side mission. Yeah. Afterwards.
Let me know if you find one.
Also, there's supposed to be, it's this guy that shows up, on random places in Skyhold. It's kind of like a trivia quiz about the Dragon Age series. He calls it the Inquisition or something like that. Basically, he'll ask you trivia on certain topics, and I think it's like 5 different questions. Although, I mean, I've been searching everywhere for this guy,
Yes, sir.
and I've not seen him. On other playthroughs, like, if I open,
Well, let me know if you find it.
or if I unlock the Skyhold Vault, and you unlock it with certain, like,
You all right, sir? Of course.
Inquisition perks from Josephine's side, you can unlock a Skyhold Vault. And one time I did that, this guy was in there, and that started the Inquisition thing, trivia quiz thing. Okay, and now I can't even find him. And I've been looking everywhere.
It started out helping, taking the fear away. I won't take too much. I am not that.
But he used to show up here where Cole is, like in one of those 2 corners over there on the other side.
I found the amulet that Solus told us about. Would you like to try it on?
Yes, but not here. I like it here. We need some place that can go away if it becomes sharp.
I love Cole.
What do
Cole's
I do
my
with
favorite spirit.
Found one of the amulets. Excellent. May I? It is simple enough. You put it on, I charge it with magic, and you should be protected.
Alright.
Are you ready, Cole?
They can't make me a monster.
What was that? Oh, what are you doing to the kid?
Stopping blood mages from binding me like the demons at Adamant. But it didn't work.
Something is interfering with the enchantment.
Something like Cole not being a demon?
Okay. You can probably go with Varric. Maybe Varric is right. There's 2 choices you can actually go from on this one. You give Cole that. Oh no, 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 no! No!
I'm not certain exactly what Cole is.
Regardless of Cole's special circumstances, he remains a spirit.
Yes, a spirit who is strangely like a person.
I don't matter. Just lock away the parts of me that someone else could knot together to make me follow.
Focus on the amulet. Tell me what you feel.
Warm, soft blanket covering, but it catches tears. I'm the wrong shape. There's something. There. That way.
We'll find whatever is preventing the amulet from working, and we'll make it right.
All right, kid. Get Cullen and work with him on the map to figure out where you're sensing something wrong.
Will you come with me? All of you?
Sure. All right, I get it. You like spirits. But he came into this world to be a person. Let him be one.
Okay, as I was saying, after you give Cole the amulet and you figure out that it's not working, you can either make him more into a person, which the amulet will not work, and he'll start to act more of a person. He'll actually become a person as the story progresses. Or you can go with Solus and make him more of a spirit, which he has to forgive the person that wronged him and has to move on and also has to heal that person's pain. So he'll become more of a spirit of compassion as the story goes. And the amulet will protect him from other mages trying to bind him, you know, which is it's helpful if you want to bring Cole with you at the very end of the game. It will prevent Corypheus from actually binding Cole. And if you don't, let's see, if you don't get the amulet in the first place and you want to bring Cole in the very last ending of the game, it won't let him. I mean, it won't let you because he's like, I can't go with you, you know, for that very same reason he doesn't want anyone binding him against his will to like hurt people. Okay. But I have done both. Either you have him become human or more spirit. I've mostly done more spirit because that's what Cole is. He's a spirit of compassion.
Cole is a demon, or a spirit. He has magical abilities and magical vulnerabilities. We cannot ignore that.
Fair enough. But that ritual of theirs only works on demons, right?
This is not some fanciful story, child of the stone. We cannot change our nature by wishing.
You don't think?
However we deal with the problem, our next step is to track down whatever is interfering with the enchantment.
Yeah, this should get me through the month. Give me a moment. Greetings. Can I help you?
You killed me.
What? I don't even know you.
You forgot. You locked me in the dungeon in the spire, and you forgot, and I died in the dark.
The spire?
Cole, stop.
Just take it easy, kid.
He killed me. He killed me. That's why it doesn't work. He killed me, and I have to kill him back.
Okay, so mostly Cole's story is centered around the Dragon Age comic, Sundered, I believe it's called. Cole was once human. Well, Cole was a human mage that got taken in by the Templars and put into the circle called the White Spire, the Spire. I think it's somewhere in like Valrio or something, or like Orlais. But anyways, the Templars threw Cole in a cell, forgot about him, and he starved to death and died. And a spirit of compassion came through and was upset that he couldn't actually help the real Cole, so he became Cole instead, and that's why Cole assumed like a human form, but is still a spirit. Well, anyways, they called him the Ghost of the Spire because of him actually passing through the veil, taking a human form and being Cole. So this is what actually is centered around the Dragon Age series. Although, I mean, his story is not really in-game, it's mostly based on the comic. So that's why. The Templar that we just saw was the one that actually put him into that cell and forgot about him. And Templar actually, he actually regretted what happened, and that's why he's no longer a Templar.
Before anyone gets killed, I need to know what's going on.
Cole, this man cannot have killed you. You are a spirit. You have not even possessed a body.
A broken body, bloody, banged on the stone cell, guts gripping in the dark, dank. A captured apostate. They threw him into the dungeon in the spire at Val Royo. They forgot about him. He starved to death. I came through to help. And I couldn't. So I became him. Cole.
If Cole was an apostate, that'd make the guy we just saw a Templar. Must have been buying lyrium.
Let me kill him. I need to.
So, any spirit that can't, how do I say, that can't do what, hold on. Say if they can't, if like Cole, the spirit of compassion, if he can't help a person, and if he can't help him, it deviates him from what he was meant to be. So he couldn't help him, so he became him and became somewhat less of a spirit, but still a spirit, but still assumed a human form. Most spirits, when they're denied their original path, become demons. So, you know, I guess, I don't know if, well, I don't know. I'm not paraphrasing correctly. I don't know how to say this. But yeah, any spirit that is denied their original purpose becomes demons. So right now you can either have you can either let Cole kill this person. He has to forgive that person, and he becomes more of a spirit. So either of these two choices will impact Cole's path. So Cole needs to grow, or he must forgive. Honestly, whatever choice you do, Cole, there's a big approval, like the greater approval for Cole, whatever you do, it doesn't matter. But I always like to have Cole as a spirit. It's Cole. Also, like, in the DLC, if you have him as a human, they'll actually be like a love interest with the bard that's in Skyhold. Or if you have him as a spirit, then he'll direct Krem and that bard into like a love interest. It's pretty cool.
Cole needs to let this go.
I believe I can help. Cole, come with me.
I feel like I'm talking and not making any sense. I hope I make sense.
Not possible. Not possible.
Can you feel this man's pain, Cole?
He remembers now. He knows he killed me.
No. Feel his pain. His guilt. The shame that drove him from the Templars.
Don't worry, we'll erase his records. They clap me on the shoulder, smell of oiled metal and blood. They smile like Louis did when he made me drown the kittens. Laughter bounces off the walls like a thin child's fists.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
He's hurting, Cole. And you are a spirit of compassion.
Forget.
I believe we are finished here.
You all right, kid?
Yes. He's free. We're both free.
So now he's more of a spirit than he was before. Because it was something that was not letting him move on, in a sense, spirit-wise, because there was still something that was pulling him towards that person, because that person still had a pain. And now that that's gone, the amulet will work and will protect Cole from blood binding.
Appears to be working. Cole should be adequately protected.
Have you talked to him since? Have you heard what he sounds like?
He sounds like a spirit.
Nonsense words like Bertrand at the end. Just need to hear the song again just for a minute. I'm all right, Varric.
What matters is his happiness. Cole, how are you feeling?
I am well. There is work. Wounded to help, hurts to heal, but the weight is off. The old chains have fallen.
You're not still angry with the man who hurt you?
No, I helped him forget. His pain no longer pulls at me. A woman with 2 names slips a knife in darkness to her left hand. Honey stirred into Leliana's wine. Faith, not revenge.
Could have been a person.
Possibly. Would that have made him happier, Child of the Stone?
Honestly, it goes both ways. Okay, let's interact more with Cole. After giving the amulet, depending on how high his approval is, there'll actually be like a little cutscene between the 2 of you.
You heard what they did out there? That adamant.
I did. I don't see why it concerns you.
He teaches them to fight with a secret flaw, part of a glorious strategy.
Yeah.
How would you like to get out of here? Maybe do something fun.
I don't know. I've never tried.
Come on.
Inquisitor, you honor us with your presence. Will you be dining alone, your worship, or will others be arriving later?
I am alone? Ah, so I am.
Who can tell these days? I didn't even realize I was alone just now.
Very good, your worship. Right this way, please. Please enjoy your meal this evening, your worship.
You can tell her. She'll laugh and then do it because she loves you. She wants to make you happy.
So now that he's more of a spirit, he can hear little hurts.
Anything you'd like to share?
He wants his wife to tie his hands to the bedposts. Little silk ribbons. He worries she'll hate him. She only said it because she was jealous of your shoes. Remember his hand on your waist as the music swelled. So many little hurts, even here, away from blood and battle. I wouldn't have heard them before. Now I can, thanks to you.
I had an inkling, and you're welcome. Let's see.
It was my pleasure.
Remember old Maurice, too proud to forgive, gnarled hands clutching the back of an empty chair? Find another path. There was someone, before. He was my friend, but he didn't know what I was. When he found out, he changed. I lost him. You found out, but you didn't change. Didn't make me change. You let me be this, be more. Thank you for helping me find this again, for believing in me. You don't know what it means.
I have an inkling. And you're welcome.
You don't need to. It used to help, but it doesn't anymore. Let it go. You were scared, trying to show them you were strong. Find him. Tell him you're sorry. The woman in the red dress thinks you would look good naked. She wants someone to compliment her hat.
Oh my goodness.
They will never know, but I know, thanks to you.
So yeah, it's a little something. It changes if you have him go more human. I'm guessing. Well, yeah. It's been a long time. I think I've probably only did that either once or twice, and I've had him go spirit more than twice. So I don't know most of the details if he's more human, but probably goes mostly the same way, if not a little bit different. Either way, he's still glad and you still get the approval anyways. Okay. Let's see. I have not sent Colin on the Lavellan side missions. Why? Let's go do that right now, because I keep on forgetting, getting sidetracked, and sending him somewhere else. Alright. Protect Clan Lavellan. Dalan, I would not trouble you normally. You have enough on your shoulders, fighting ancient Tevinter.
Is a shame. I'm still reeling over the army of demons. Imagine what would have happened if the Inquisitor hadn't arrived.
Okay, sorry. Fighting ancient Tevinter magisters while representing your people. Unfortunately, the rifts that plague this land have spread chaos and fear along with them, and many seek to take advantage of it. Bandits are attacking Clan Lavellan. The raiders are well armed and heavily armored, and they come in numbers our hunters cannot match. We had settled in a small, unclaimed valley not far from Wycombe, a safe place with few rifts, but these bandits may force us to seek a new home. If your Inquisition can help, you might save our clan much hardship. Darth Shiral, Keeper
Is Knight Captain
Isthmathorial
Ryland satisfied with his post?
It's not an easy assignment, but if anyone can handle the approach, it's him.
Okay, no simple bandits would attack a Dalish camp. With such force, my troops can give the Dalish much needed support.
All right.
If you send Liliana or Josephine, the clan ends up dying. So, actually, Clan Lavellan, I think there's like either 5 or 6 side quests to Clan Lavellan, and they're pretty prone to death as long as you follow a select sequence to keep them alive. Anything else and your clan dies. So, you know, don't die. Okay. Let's see. How long on this one? 10 minutes. And this one, an hour and 51. Okay. Let's see, what else can I do? Oh, okay.
I appreciate the warning, but you shouldn't have come yourself. What if the guild found out, or what's his name?
Are you worrying for me or for yourself?
A little of column A, a little of column B. I am the expendable one, after all.
Oh, don't worry, I'll protect you. We'll just have to... Well, this is a surprise. You're the Inquisitor, right? Bianca Davry, at your service.
Your name is Bianca?
It's a common name. Half the girls in the Merchants Guild are named Bianca. The other half are named Helga. I lucked out.
I take it you're a friend of Varric's.
Who isn't a friend of Varric's? You have met him before, right?
Any friend of Varric's is welcome here.
Be careful saying things like that. Some of his friends you don't want to meet. Oh, maybe you do. Who am I to judge?
Bianca's got a lead on where Corypheus got his red lyrium.
The site of Bartran's Folly, the tag Varric found, has been leaked. There's a Deep Roads entrance crawling with strange humans carting out red lyrium by the handful.
Is that their only way in?
How do we know they're not using multiple entrances to get to the Tig?
Navigating the Deep Roads isn't like the surface. There's no accurate maps of the whole system, and there are cave-ins, darkspawn, lava floods. If you find a route that gets where you're going, you don't deviate. Trying to find another way could be deadly.
Who leaked the location?
Who could have given away the Tig's location?
There were a few people who knew. Hirelings from the expedition, a couple of close friends.
How they found out isn't important. What matters is we know where they are now.
You can get there from Orlais? It's a long way to the free marches.
The deep roads are all connected. Or they used to be. Collapses and such. Some of them on purpose.
They really are roads. They spanned the Dwarven Empire. Went to every corner of the continent. Maybe further. In theory, you can get to any Tig using the deep roads, but in practice... there's a reason nobody uses them anymore.
We have more pressing concerns than red lyrium.
Damn.
I know we have a lot on our plate right now, but we shouldn't let this slide.
I'll keep an eye on their operation. If you're interested in shutting it down, you've got my help. Try not to leave me waiting too long, Varric. I've got my own work to do, you know.
I didn't mean to do that.
Right. That's not going to be trouble at all. Let me know when you want to head to the entrance.
I did not mean to do that. Well, shit. Enter Valimar. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to say, yeah, go ahead. I think the closest entrance is this one. Bring Varric with me. Actually, no. Okay. All right. I think after this one, Liliana should be ready. And then after that, we'll do Wicked Eyes, Wicked Hearts. Yeah. Probably send Liliana on another war table mission. And then after Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts is done, everyone will be done with everything. Actually, so should Cullen, actually. Excuse me. Okay, so let's level up here. I'm saving my points. Hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I only have 12. Well, 13. If I use that now, 13 to spend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I use that now. Oops. Okay. This. Alrighty. Oh, 14. Holy crap. Okay. So, 1. Wait a minute. Okay, that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright. That should... Well, I'm still missing a few components. The way to make Vivian like this badass tank for a mage usually consists of barrier. I like to do energetic defense. The barrier holds longer before it decays. So whenever she puts a barrier on the whole group, it'll take longer for that barrier to decay, which is very good for your warriors and for yourself, the mage. Guardian Spirit adds more constitution to her. Mind too, if you have a lot of enemies surrounding your mage. Also fortifying a blast. Let's see. This one is kind of useful. Say you have like a negative effect. Like say from a dragon, mostly the lightning ones have a lightning effect. You can actually do Mind Blast with this upgrade, and it removes the negative effect immediately from your character. This one though, Fortifying Blast. Each time you strike with the Mind Blast, it increases the barrier that you have only on your character. So it's like a 10% on your barrier. Strength of the Spirits increases your barrier bonus. See, barriers draw on the Fade. Magic of the Fade to absorb more of the energy before depleting. So it actually helps strengthen your barrier. Revival is very good for your companions, to revive your fallen companions. Life Ward. Revival is faster to cast, easier to cast, but no longer revives allies permanently. Actually, I think I'd stick to Life Ward. Short time reducing income damage and reviving them if they fall unconscious. Yeah. Life Ward, I like to do that one. Peaceful Aura. You're 50% less of a threat to your enemies, so they'll actually ignore you half the time and go after someone else. Dispel is very useful for mages, for demons that actually have the ability to put barriers around themselves. So you put Dispel and it actually takes away your the enemy's barrier. It's pretty cool. Transmute magic. Dispel and status effects increase your own spells, damage, and barrier. Okay, so transmute. This could actually be good for your barriers. Strength and Veil. See, Dispel now weakens the magical attacks of affected enemies. No, I'd like to do Transmute Magic. If you're gonna help strengthen your barrier, that's the good way to go. Rejuvenating Barrier. That adds to Constitution and mana regeneration, 35%. So that adds to your Constitution. So that's all of the spirit tree that you have to fill out. For the Knight Enchanter, it's the Spirit Blade. And the Defending Blade, I believe. Yeah, the Defending Blade upgrade. So it's the Spirit Blade, Defending Blade. Combat Clarity adds more Constitution to you. Your mana regenerates faster when you're near hostile enemies. So that's pretty cool. Fade Shield, you actually kind of have like somewhat of a shield with your character. Actually absorbs some of the impact, I believe. You draw back on the energy released by your enemies in your attacks against them. Any successful attack strengthens your barrier. The more damage you do, the more powerful your barriers grow. Oh, so it's more helpful for your barriers. Knight Protector adds more constitution and reduces decay of barriers, 35%. You're adept with defending magic. Defensive magic barriers you create take longer to naturally decay. Veiled Riposte. See, magic unlocked. Damage reduced or damage returned. Whenever you have a barrier active, enemies who attack you will take damage in return. That's pretty cool. Fade Cloak is pretty cool. Along with the upgrade, Decloaking Blast is very useful. So you can go into somewhat of a invincible mode, both at the same time for a short while. And with this, Decloaking Blast upgrade is so useful. Spirit damage 1000% after you fade back. And if enemies are near you when you do that, they take the damage, and it's pretty cool. Resurgence is cool too. Very useful. Revives all of your fallen comrades at once to full health. And along with yourself as well. It revives them and heals them to full health. So tier 1, I guess depending on how much tiers you have it build up before using it. It's like tier 1 glyph heals 2% per second. If it's tier 2, glyph heals 10% per second. And then tier 3, which is the highest, it heals like 25% per second. So this is pretty cool. Also with Fade Step and with the upgrade Frost Step. So Frost Step, if you actually Fade Step towards an enemy, through the enemy actually, it'll freeze them. So that's more damage right there. Plus, I mean, if you build her the right way in case of like, say like if you have like this badass dragon, like it'll take her a long time to not like die. So I mean, build her up the right way with the right armor, should be good. Anyways, Oh, I was gonna I'm saving that for later. Varric. So I like Knight Enchanter is by far my favorite specialization whenever I do mage. Bar none. Lost in the Shadows. I like to do this one for my rogues. Evasion. Oh wait, there we go. Spike trap. Bleeding for several seconds. Even large detonation. I'll take that. Set them up. Opportunity knocks. No, set them up. Yeah. Alright. Iron Bull. Already got it? Okay, cool. How about armor? Ooh. I haven't outfitted? Really? Let's outfit you. Holy snap. Okay, yeah. I don't think... Let's see. Weapons? I think I need to make a new weapon for her. Tempest. Here we go. One that has more attack power. Like, I think my difficult one is having enough attack power for a mage than it is when you're looking for health and armor. I think that's like my most troubling one to get. I have ice rock. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. I think that's everything. All right. Okay, so let's watch Vivian do all the walking and the talking, man. In fact, let's do that. You know how I love being mages, you guys. Like, mage is my #1 go-to. Alright, so I'm gonna test to see if I actually did this right. I mean, still needs more upgrades and more ability points, but I mostly got what is needed to build her. Okay. And then when I get the champion specialization and build up my character, I'll be like another Blackwall. Just without the, well, not that he was ever very good. I was about to say just without the taint, but he's not a Grey Warden. Okay. Cough. Anyways, yeah.
Finally. I started to think you weren't coming.
Nobody said you had to hang out in the creepy cave while you waited.
Well, I did wait, so let's make this quick. These idiots are carrying the Red Lyrium out in unprotected containers. We don't want to stick around long enough for it to start talking to us.
You seem to know more about the effects of red lyrium than most.
Varric told me plenty about what it did to him. And his brother.
How did you find this operation in the first place? There must be hundreds of Deep Road's entrances.
I've used this entrance in the past. Varric's not the only surface dwarf to explore the Deep Roads. Oh, I've got to admit, I was pretty surprised when I came here and found it full of humans.
We'd better get to work.
Sounds good to me.
Alright. Oh. Hello. Okay. So, since we've already been through Valimar, I'm gonna go to like a shortcut. Not that there's no enemies anyways.
Kill that warrior!
And I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Okay. So I mean, so far so good. Build her up the right way, and she'll be like this unstoppable.
This is what you do now?
Beg pardon?
Skulking around in caves, shooting guys. Is this your day-to-day?
I usually try to avoid the caves.
Dark spawn. Although I don't think, no, that should still be open. There's like an entrance leading to the deep roads that the Darkspawn have been coming out of. You can actually close that, and
You had me worried, you know.
that'll still.
What did I do now?
That letter you sent me about the red lyrium was the first I'd heard from you since the Chantry explosion.
Had it been that long?
Seriously, if you died in that mess, I'd have come back to Kirkwall and dug you up just to kick your ass.
What would you do if I'd been cremated?
Kick your ashes.
Kick your
of course.
ashes, of course.
Alright, a moment of truth, you guys, okay? Moment of
We
truth.
need to seal that.
And I keep on. Pretty much she's this unstoppable tank. Vivian. Very useful. Oh, I did? Oh, cool. I forgot.
How is what's his name?
Bogdan? He's in Navarra right now, selling my machine to wealthy landowners.
I heard some of the guild were trying to get you named a paragon for that contraption.
That's not gonna happen, even if I am 10 times the Smith Bronca ever was. A surfacer paragon? Never. I built these doors. They probably shut this one from the other side when they heard the ruckus we were making.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Admit it, you've been waiting to do that since we arrived.
Of course I was. After you.
Alright. Also, moment of truth.
is almost fun. Kinda like old times.
I don't recall us ever shooting people together.
Remember crashing Bartram's guild dinner? We might as well have shot him.
This isn't nearly as dangerous as pissing off my brother.
Okay. I feel like this thing is slipping off my head. It's not supposed to. Hello. Wait. There. Oh no. Cloak and that upgrade, very powerful.
How long are you gonna be in Orlais, do you think?
As long as this weird shit is going on, at least. Maybe longer. Why?
You'll have to stop by before Bogdan gets back. You should see my new workshop.
I'll see what I can do. You know your family will kill me if I stop by, right?
They're not gonna kill you.
You always say that, and they always send assassins.
Those. Oops. Take that and leave that.
There you are. Won't be able to use this entrance again.
Bianca.
That's exactly like your key. How did they get a copy?
Well, funny story. When I got the location, I went and had a look for myself. And I found the red lyrium, and I studied it.
You know what it does to people.
I was doing you a favor. You want to know how this stuff works just as much as I do. I just wanted to figure it out.
Did you figure it out?
Actually, yes. I found out that red lyrium... it has the blight, Varric. Do you know what that means?
What? The two deadly things combined to form something super awful?
Lyrium is alive, or something like it. Blight doesn't infect minerals, only animals. I couldn't get any further on my own, so I looked for a Grey Warden mage. Blight and magical expertise in one, right? And I found this guy, Larius. He seemed really interested in helping my research. So I gave him a key.
Larius? He was the Grey Warden we met in Corypheus's... Oh, shit. I knew something seemed off.
I didn't realize until you said you found red lyrium at Haven. I came here and, well, then I went to you.
That name means something to you, Varric?
He was at the Grey Warden prison where we found Corypheus. And he definitely wasn't a mage before.
You had to know we'd figure out what happened, Bianca. Why did you insist on coming with us?
Varric told me what people were doing with the red lyrium. I had to help make this right.
You couldn't have known what would happen.
Mafarath's balls, she couldn't. I told her exactly how bad this shit was. I told her to keep away from it.
I know I screwed up, but we did fix it. It's as right as I can make it.
This isn't one of your machines. You can't just replace a part and make everything right.
No, but I can try, can't I? Or am I supposed to wallow in my mistakes forever, kicking myself? Telling stories of what I should have done?
Ha! As if I would tell stories about my own mistakes.
What's done is done. There's no point arguing about it.
We've done all we can here. Bianca, you'd better get home before someone misses you.
Varric.
Don't worry about it.
Get him killed, and I'll feed you your own eyeballs, Inquisitor.
What'd I do? Alright, so that's the end of that. Stronger than my character right now, Vivian. Well, I mean, as far as armor and constitution goes. I'm surprised Iron Bull lasted this long. I've mostly had trouble with Iron Bull staying alive, like through trial and error. I think I probably got his armor and constitution right. Most of the time, like, he just dies within 5 seconds. And I was like, I don't ever know why you seem to die every time, and you don't last like a tank should. Well, I mean, I guess, you know, it had something to do with the constitution and a good something to do with armor. The hell? You were hiding! Alright. Oh, never mind. Alright, so after that, let's start Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts. Let's get out of this first. Oh, well. Yeah, I should do that then. Upgrade. Both weapons and armor. Upgrade. Excuse me. I mean, I have plenty of runes I can actually use for weapons and such. I might as well use them, right? Right? Okay. Lighten up the inventory storage. All right. Go back to Skyhold. Okay. If they ever, which I hope so, if not, I don't really want to buy another console just so that I can play older games. This is just no way. I would have thought, like, it shouldn't take them this long to have some of the games that I like to play compatible with PS4.
I'm glad to have answers, but shit. The second she showed up here, I knew. I let this mess happen. I gave her the Tig. I am not good at dealing with shit like this.
Like, for instance, Dragon Age. I would like to record Origins and Dragon Age 2 along with the DLCs and the add-ons and stuff. Like, I would like to finish this series.
I don't think anyone is equipped any better than you are.
No, the point is, I don't deal with things. If Cassandra hadn't dragged me here, I'd be in Kirkwall right now pretending none of this was happening.
No, you wouldn't.
You know that's not true. You've worked as hard as any of us to stop Corypheus.
Is that true? I don't even know anymore. Thank you for your help back there.
After all this, do you think you'll see Bianca again?
I always do.
And then, like... Oh, what else? What other game would be awesome if it was compatible? Oh, shoot. What else? Mass Effect. Hello. Mass Effect. I would love to record that. 1, 2, and 3. Let's go. With the DLCs and add-ons and such. Alright. The battalion for Sarah and Rochelle. We marched without incident, although I have it on good authority that there were many closed-door meetings among Rochelle nobility. Several useful names have sent diplomatic envoys, and potential future gangs may be impressive. Do not tell Sarah I said so. Cullen. Alright, Cullen. Hey, Sarah! No, I'm playing. Oh, I'll do that later. Improving morale. Good one. Priest de Leon. Okay. The search for the hack writer. Nightingale. Cammering is dead, fully armored, locked in an inner room in his home, a knife in his back. He knew someone was coming for him. Ironically, the scene was exactly the same as one of the first Hardin Hightown novel. Hardin Hightown novel, someone sent a professional after this magistrate. They had to leave a trail. Cooper, sorry. So that opens up Hardin Hightown unsavory parallels. Okay, Hardin Hightown unsavory parallels. A copy of Hardin Hightown sits open on the table. Jevlin was waiting outside the captain's office when Donan Brenikovic slunk out, defeated. We're not getting a warrant, are we? Jevlin looked almost relieved. No. Donan met his partner's eyes. The kid was barely 20 and looked like he'd walked straight to the Kirkwall barracks from somebody's potato farm. Taller and broader than the other guards, Jevlin slouched as if he didn't know how to fit into his own limbs, as if the thought he should be smaller. Hunched over in his brand new too large armor, he looked like a child playing at being a guard. He was too green for a murder investigation. Maybe it's for the best, Jevlin said, almost speaking Donan's thoughts out loud. You're on your way out of the guard and I'm... He trailed off, then sighed. Questioning nobles in the middle of the night wasn't covered in training. Donan glared at the kid. I'm a city guard, and so are you, recruit. Nobody gets away with murder while we're on duty. Jevlin stood a little straighter. What do we do then? The captain wants proof, Donan smiled. We'll bring her proof. She's right, that was loud. Anyways, Liliana has written a note in the margin. The dead magistrate. Attempt to implicate Varric? Why? And in what? Okay, so... You can either send Liliana or Josephine. If an assassin killed the magistrate, a word to the crows might tell us who it was. They watch rivals carefully. So... Oh... Wait a minute, before I do anything. Let's see. Protect Clan Llewellyn. Commander Cullen. Our troops make good time to Wycombe and enter the valley in force. The Dalish were greatly surprised to see Inquisition soldiers coming to fight on their behalf, but when we broke the line of attacking bandits, the Dalish were quick enough to fight by our side. Our combined forces killed most of the bandits and drove the few survivors away. I doubt they will be coming back, though they were indeed well armed. Duke Antonin I don't know, of Wycombe offered his gratitude for dealing with the bandits and gave the Inquisition his hospitality while we were near his city. He has promised to ensure that no further harm comes to the Dalish while they are near Wycombe. Lieutenant Roselle Chambertier? I can't hardly see with this thing. Okay, so break Venatory hold on Wycombe. And this is next after protect Clan Llewellyn. Okay, Ambassador Montilier. It has been my pleasure to meet Duke Antoine of Wycombe and pay my respects on behalf of the Inquisition. The Duke is a most friendly man. Indeed, I dare say he thinks the best of everyone, and has advisors from as far away as Tevinter. Duke Antoine assures me that he wishes the Inquisition well, and will offer us military support as soon as his city has recovered from a strange disease that has spread through most of the human population. Though the elves in the alienage are thus far unaffected, this illness may explain why bandits were able to operate so close to Wycombe with impunity. All the nobles and most of the soldiers have been weakened. Any concerns I have raised, he say, can wait until then. The Duke's Tevinter advisor has indicated an eagerness to make my acquaintance, and it is becoming increasingly difficult to resist such a tempting offer. Yours in haste, Lady Guinevere Volant? Okay, this is no longer a matter of diplomacy. Jophacine's diplomat believes that the Tevinter advisor is Venatory. We must eliminate him. Though I fear for her safety, Lady Guinevere is a brilliant negotiator. If anyone can find a peaceful solution, it is her. Gosh. Break Venatory, hold on, Wycombe. I think if you send Josephine, I think it results in the clan dying. Liliana, we must eliminate him. I think if you send Liliana, the clan doesn't die. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Wait a minute. should have done this. Right? Yeah. Sending Josephine results in the death of the clan. Sending Liliana doesn't.
Inquisitor.
3 hours and 35 minutes. Okay. I knew sending Liliana, I was like, what if I'm wrong? I don't want the death of the clan. Okay. So yeah, send Liliana and she corrects the problem. And it won't result in the death of the clan, and the side mission will keep going. There's like 5 of these, something like that. She has an hour left. Let's see. You know what? Celebrate the dragon slaying. Word has spread about the dragon the Inquisitor killed. A note passed on by Josephine. Tell me you sent soldiers to collect the grisly remains. We have nobles clamoring to see the head up close. I should have anticipated this. Gawking is for peasants, but it becomes civilized when done with a glass of wine in one hand and a fan in the other. And another from Ferelden, signed Heron? My associate Wade is known throughout Thedas for his talent at capturing the glory of the draconic in the armor he makes. The scarcity of dragon scale means that Wade is all too rarely afforded the chance to work in his chosen medium. But here's a solution. Wade shares his expertise with the Inquisition in exchange for the dragon materials collected so far.
To work?
So, this guy Wade is in Origins and in Awakening? Well, Awakening is the DLC of Dragon Age Origins. Basically you give him like dragon scale and he'll make you an armor. So, oh. Alright. Alright, let's do this. Okay, Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts. An assassin is stalking the Empress. Celine's death would plunge Orlais into chaos, leaving it an easy target for Corypheus. At the Winter Palace of Halam Sharal, Celine is holding peace talks with her rebellious cousin Grand Duke Gaspard, under the guise of a grand ball. Every noble in the Empire will attend will attend, making it the perfect place and time for Corypheus' assassin to strike. We can arrange an invitation to attend to keep him from destroying Orlais if we hurry. Recommended levels 12 to 15.
We have to reach the Empress before Corypheus. The only question is, how?
We know how. I have our way in. The real question is, where is our enemy hiding? At the urging of Grand Duchess Florian, the Empress is holding a ball. Absolutely everyone will be there. During the festivities, Celine will be meeting for peace talks with usurper Duke Gaspard and Ambassador Briala.
The assassin must be hiding within one of these factions.
What do we know about Duke Gaspard?
The man who would have been Emperor. He's Celine's cousin, and was first in line to inherit the throne when Emperor Florian died. Celine outmaneuvered him. She won over the Council of Heralds, who hold authority over title disputes. She became Empress, and he a general in the Imperial Army. He's well loved by the troops. He's also a Chevalier. Most of their number sided with him when he turned on the Empress.
Aren't the Chevaliers part of the army? Why would they follow the Duke?
Most Chevaliers are sworn to serve the crown, but that does not give them faith in the person wearing it. The Empress has tried to improve relations with Ferelden and Navarra. The Chevaliers see her as anti-military. They believe Gaspard could lead the Empire back to the glory of Draken's expansion years.
Okay, tell me about Celine.
Tell me everything we know about the Empress.
Empress Celine is a renowned diplomat and reformer. She works tirelessly to secure peace for the Empire. Unfortunately, many Orlesians view peace as complacency. She has yet to name an heir, leaving the future of the Empire in doubt if anything happens to her. Especially when the next in line is her cousin Gaspard, who's made few friends on the Council of Heralds.
Celine is surrounded at all times by countless guards, courtiers, servants, and vassals. What better place for an assassin to hide than the Empress's own household?
How can Gaspard still be next in line while he wages war against his Empress?
The title Grand Duke indicates that he was a prince before the Empress took the throne.
Who is this Ambassador Briala?
An ambassador in name only. She has organized the elves of Halam Sharal into an underground army. The Empress invited her to the peace talks in a bid to gain the elves' alliance in the war. That would be scandal enough, without the rumor that Briala is a jilted lover of Celine's. A personal grudge and a network of saboteurs at her command. Promising lead.
Wait, the elven leader is a jilted lover of the Empress?
It's not widely known. Just a rumor whispered among the palace servants a few years ago. If it's true and were to get out, the Empress and an elf. The scandal could destroy Celine's court. Even if a lie, Briala could use it to blackmail the Empress. She has some connection to the throne.
You've given me plenty to think about.
With Gaspard and Celine's armies entrenched, we cannot openly march troops to the palace.
My agents will ensure your soldiers get inside. But it must be a few at a time to avoid attention.
Understood. Just give the word, and we'll begin.
Okay. This costs like 30 power, so we have enough. Okay. It's a lot funny when you, I mean, it's funnier when you bring Cassandra with you. Okay, Vivian. Oh. Alright. Actually, well, yeah, no, we're fine. Yeah. It's funny when you bring Sarah too. Alright. This also is a bit tricky, but as soon as you get the hang of it, it's easy. Depending on your Inquisitor, you'll have more approval or less approval to start with.
The political situation in Halam
We'll
Shiral
get into
hangs
it
by
right
a
now.
thread. The Empress fears our presence could sever it. The Grand Duke is only too happy to have us at the ball as his guests, so our invitation comes from him. Whether we act as his allies or upset the balance of power, he gains an opportunity, if not a clear advantage.
It is a great pleasure to meet you, Inquisitor Lavellen. The rumors coming out of the Western Approach say you battled an army of demons. Imagine what the Inquisition could accomplish with the full support of the rightful Emperor of Orlais.
Which Emperor is that?
And which one was the rightful one again? I keep getting them confused.
The handsome, charming one, of course, my lady. I am not a man who forgets his friends, Inquisitor. You help me, I'll help you. My lady, are you prepared to shock the court by walking into the Grand Ball with a hateful usurper? They will be telling stories of this into the next age.
Aren't we exciting people?
I can't imagine that crowd has seen anything better than us in their entire lives.
You're a woman after my own heart, my lady. As a friend, perhaps there is a matter you could undertake this evening. This elven woman, Briala, I suspect that she intends to disrupt the negotiations. My people have found these ambassadors all over the fortifications. Sabotage seems the least of their crimes.
Tell me there's more to your suspicion than the elves were acting dodgy?
That Ambassador Briala used to be a servant of Celine's. That is, until my cousin had her arrested for crimes against the Empire to cover up a political mistake. If anyone in this room wishes Celine harm, Inquisitor, it's that elf. She certainly has reason. Be as discreet as possible. I detest the game, but if we do not play it well, our enemies will make us look like villains. We're keeping the court waiting, Inquisitor. Shall we?
Is that the Inquisitor?
An elf savage! Oh, make her forbid!
This is Casper's idea of a joke.
Court approval. Orlesian nobility looks down on elves. The court watches you with a cynical or critical eye. Okay, so depending on who your Inquisitor is, obviously if it's an elf, you'll get low of a court approval rating. So you'll start off with 30. Dwarves, I believe, will still start out with 40. I think. Kunari, I believe, is just as low as an elf Inquisitor. And of course, human will probably start off with like 40, 45, depending. Because I mean, your Inquisitor, if you choose human, is a minor noble in the free marches, so. So you'll have to work to get the approval of the court. You work hard for it. That means playing the game.
You there! Rabbit! Have you seen a ring anywhere? It was a gift from the Countess Montbelliard, enchanted by the Fomari. I cannot go into the ball without it.
Alright, so your actions are being watched, so it's very important to, like, I guess be careful what you do or what you say. It's like playing Wicked Grace. you can't show anyone your cards, and it's the same thing within the game.
What's your game? Are you trying to convince the Comtesse that you treasure her gift? Or just gain importance by getting the Inquisitor to run a menial errand for you?
See, like certain banter like that will get you court approval. Court approval, you just gain court approval, which is usually the result of finesse, entertaining people, or keeping up appearances. The higher court approval is, the better.
I assure you, the ring truly is lost, and I must find it or risk terrible repercussions. Should you happen upon it, I beg you, let me know.
So the game is played in Orlais heavily. Usually revolves around politics and usually getting the upper leg up against your opponent. That means if you want a higher standing, you're gonna have to like backstab a person to get it. Catches is to not get caught. If you get caught, everyone knows that you did it. That would result in like, I guess the laughing stock, you should say. So, like, don't get caught in whatever you do. Is basically what the game is. You basically stab people in the back to get up in higher standing.
Mika, what am I going to do if I cannot find my ring?
Is this the ring you are looking for?
You are a treasure! I cannot believe you found it! You have saved me a lifetime of mortification. How can I thank you enough?
So we just gained a total of 10 court approval points. So that brought us up to 40, which is pretty good. Depending on your actions, you can also lose court approval. You lose too much and you're kicked out of the ball, which I've never done before. So I can't tell you what would happen next. Also, before I do anything else, I'm gonna look around. Also, what you're here for as well, another reason, is to gather information and to blackmail, obviously, to blackmail Celine, Grand Duke, and Ambassador Briala all at once.
This is a private conversation. Please leave.
So there'll be places in the game where you can eavesdrop on conversations and get information that way. And the more dirt you have on those three people,
interesting,
the higher the court approval will be too.
Any word from the front lines?
My spies said the bodies were beyond counting.
Surely the Empress will put an end to the war tonight.
Pray, my friend. If the Maker does not hear us now, just pray.
Also, you will find... Pick up the storage key. Yeah. You will also find, like, what are they called? They're, like, statues of Hala. Hala is, like, similar to a deer, but, I mean, in-game,
What is Lady Pentecost
they're different. Wait. I need a statue of Hala. There's these little ones that you can find all across Halam Sharal. Heard of Stone Hala, so you can collect all 10. And
Are all the Delancey's here?
Oh god, the Delances. Oh my gosh. Funny. Okay. Let's see. And let's see. If you want to open up this door right here, go ahead. It requires at least one stone hollow. But if you're trying to get, whoops, sorry. If you're trying to get the full 100% approval of the court, I recommend not opening that door. Instead, open this door. You found the storage key, and you can find a scandalous legal document which helps you with the Great Blackmail hunt. Also, you find an Orlesian Caprice coin, which you throw them into the fountain and will also get you court approval. Caprice coins, you throw them into the fountain.
What is Lady Pentecost wearing?
It's a noble thing.
Inquisitor, a moment, if you please. I must warn you before you go inside. How you speak to the court is a matter of life and death. It is no simple matter of etiquette and protocol. Every word, every gesture is measured and evaluated for weakness.
Don't they sound delightful? I'm shocked we haven't invited the court to dinner at Skyhold.
The game is like Wicked Grace played to the death. You must never reveal your cards. When you meet the Empress, the eyes of the entire court will be upon you. You are safer in the Fade with the Fear Demon.
You are just full of joy and light this evening.
Everything will be fine. Andraste, watch over us all.
So it's like bluffing. You're bluffing is what you're doing when you're playing the game. So you bluff, you don't let anyone know who you like side with, if it's that type of political game, or don't let anyone know what you're actually doing. If you get caught, you're like basically the laughing stock. But if you play the game right, you don't get caught and you give yourself more political standing. Is
that the Inquisitor?
A Dalish? No, that cannot be.
Alright, might as well just head in into the grand ballroom.
And now presenting Grand Duke Gaspard de Chalon, and accompanying him, Lady Inquisitor Lavellen. Shepherd and leash of the wayward Order of Templars, purger of the heretics from the ranks of the faithful.
He is so full of it. That's not how it went.
Champion of the Blessed Andraste herself.
Did you see their faces? Priceless.
Accompanying the Inquisitor, Seeker, Cassandra, Allegra, Portia, Calogera, Philomena.
Get on with it.
Pentecost, 14th cousin to the King of Navarra, 9 times removed, hero of Orlais, right hand of the Divine. Lord Dorian Pavus, member of the Circle Varantium, son of Lord Magister Hallward Pavus of Azariel. Her ladyship, my balls each, of course. Sir Callum Stanton Rutherford of Honleith, Commander of the Forces of the Inquisition, former Knight Commander of Kirkwall. Lady Liliana, Nightingale of the Imperial Court, veteran of the Fifth Blight, Seneschal of the Inquisition, and Left Hand of the Divine. And Lady Josephine Charette Montillier of Antiva City, Ambassador of the Inquisition.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna let this play out until she reaches. There you go.
Cousin, my dear sister.
Grand Duke, we are always honored when your presence graces our court.
Don't waste my time with pleasantries, Celine. We have business to conclude.
We will meet for the negotiations after we have seen to our other guests.
Inquisitor?
Lady Inquisitor, we welcome you to the Winter Palace. Allow us to present our cousin, the Grand Duchess of Leeds, without whom this gathering would never have been possible.
What an unexpected pleasure. I was not aware the Inquisition would be part of our festivities. We will certainly speak later, Inquisitor.
Your arrival at court is like a cool wind on a summer's day.
Basically, like, right now, don't, like, what I'm trying to say is, don't tell her, like, oh, there's danger here, you must leave, you know, stuff like that.
I'm delighted to be here, Your Majesty.
We have heard much of your exploits, Inquisitor. They have made grand tales for long evenings. How do you find Halam Shiral?
So just, like, play it cool, is what I'm trying to say.
I've never seen anything to equal the Winter Palace.
We hope you will find time to take in some of its beauties. Feel free to enjoy the pleasures of the ballroom, Inquisitor. We look forward to watching you dance.
Inquisitor, a word when you have a moment.
Tell me, Yvette, how are Mama and Papa? Are they in good health? Do they want for anything?
Papa's perfectly happy in the studio. Mother is the same as always.
Meaning she's after you to do more work.
You always take her side.
I don't take her side. I happen to think, as she does, you might attend to more of the estate's duties. Also, do stop slouching.
Josephine! Oh, Josephine! Is this her?
Inquisitor, please allow me to present to you my younger sister, Yvette Gabriella Montillier.
Delighted to meet you, Lady Montillier.
Inquisitor, I've heard so much about you, but not as much as I want. Josephine writes, but she never tells me anything. Is it true you found the Red Templars sacrificing heretics and drinking blood from mages' veins?
What?
Yvette! Everyone in Antiva City is saying so. Is it true?
No, it was awful. Mage bones everywhere, practically a carpet of skulls over a river of blood.
I knew it!
How awful!
It changes if you've sided with the mages. It's pretty funny. Oh no.
This may be my only chance to hear about when Josephine was a girl.
Oh yes, as she told you about when she was 10 and...
Yvette.
Stop. Fine. What about when we were climbing the cliffs by the...
No.
She once told the Duke of...
Absolutely not.
She still plays with her doll collection when no one's looking.
Yvette, that's absurd. Absolutely preposterous.
Alright.
I'll see you later.
Another time.
Alright, that's enough. That was pretty funny though. Alright, so if you want, you can.
The Templars have returned to the faith. We can hope this is a sign of things to come.
You can
I
actually
heard Celine was having the entire wing redecorated, but the timing.
fool around over here. Don't.
Laurent was the love of my life. You remember my husband? Poor darling. Killed in a war with Feral then.
You can actually run, so I mean, it's not like, you know, you'll lose court approval.
Are you married?
I'm married to my work.
Still single
This is pretty hilarious.
How could the Empress afford to renovate the palace without war going on?
I heard that it wasn't renovations at all. The palace was damaged by Gaspar's catapults.
He fired on the Winter Palace? That's monstrous.
Basically, Cullen has this like gathering of people that are like
I still remember
have a
the
thing
day
for
they
him.
came to tell me that my second husband, Philippe, was thrown from his horse.
This is the Dowager. Basically, it's rumored that the Dowager is the person that got Celine the throne of Orlais. Apparently, this Dowager has had, I think, a total of 15 husbands that just mysteriously died. Wink, wink. I mean, you know, like I said, as long as you don't get caught, that's the game.
I was hoping it would catch you. What did the Duke say?
He points the finger at Ambassador Briala.
The ambassador is up to something, but she can't be our focus. The best place to strike at Celine is from her side. Empress Celine is fascinated by mysticism, foreseeing the future, speaking with the dead, that sort of rubbish. She has an occult advisor, an apostate who charmed the Empress and key members of the court as if by magic. I've had dealings with her in the past. She is ruthless and capable of anything.
How can Celine openly keep an apostate in the Imperial Court?
The Imperial Court has always had an official position for a mage. Before now, it was little better than court jester. Vivian was the first to turn that appointment into a source of real political power. When the circles rebelled, technically every mage became an apostate. The word lost much of its strength.
Magical mind control?
You think she's controlling the minds of the court? That's powerful blood magic.
She's worth investigating. Can't be sure of anything here. Both leads point toward the guest wing. It's a promising place to start. I'll coordinate with our spies to see if I can find anything better. I will be in the ballroom if you need me.
So that basically starts the blackmail hunt. So whatever dirt you find, you bring it to Liliana.
Interesting.
And that will raise up the court approval as well.
Just gossip.
There'll be little spots like this where you can eavesdrop.
Interesting.
And some of them will just be gossip, while others will actually be part of the blackmail you're looking for information from. So.
Good to know.
So, if it's just gossip, then those will still be available for you to look into until you can find information to use. Of course, your companions will be all over, you know, Halam Sharal. So some of them will stay in other places and such.
Leave us.
This one right here, you will always find
Interesting.
information. These are the elves, like the servants of Halam Sharal. And they have a lot of information, really.
The package is in the guest wing. Upper room.
The one of the garden. Statuette.
So they gave you that. Let's see. Also, being an elf inquisitor, the elves of Halam Sharal will trust you more than if you were any other race, I should say.
Waste of time.
So anyone other than
Interesting.
an elf, they would hardly trust.
I had no idea.
Oops.
Might be something here.
There we go.
Better take a closer look.
There's a total of 15 caprice coins that you can find all around Halam Sharal, and a total of 15 that you throw in the fountain. Let's see, the Compendium of Orlesian Theater. A tent. King Draken turns his crown in his hands. Enter his trusted cousin, Captain Ashen. Captain Ashen, hail, your majesty. The armies wait on you. King Draken, what of the enemy? Captain Ashen, the blighted ones mass on the hill, in larger numbers than ever we've seen. King Draken, we are outmatched on the field. Captain Ashen, Andraste armed us with faith. King Draken, our allies are a week from Cumberland. Captain Ashen, we are aided by the Maker's word. King Draken, I do not doubt. Captain Ashen, yet your brow is vexed. Draken throws down his crown. King Draken, pride killed our prophet. Her sacred words are all we have left. If victory spurns us, who will carry them forward? Who will bear the chant of light? Captain Ashen, cousin, the army waits. King Draken, maker, for a soul fit to lead them. Okay. From the Sword of Draken, an examination of the life and history of the Father of Orlais by Marquise Freyet. It's little wonder King Draken's life is one of the most popular tales in Orlais. After founding both Orlais and the Chantry, the charismatic young noble battled the Second Blight for the rest of his reign. Freyet's plays are notable for being the first to portray Orlais' founder as a man beset by doubts, as are we all, instead of an idealized cipher. A few grand clerics attempted to ban the play, saying it criticized the current state of the Chantry, but the Sword of Draken proved too popular among the masses and the nobility and remains a staple of Orlesian theater to this day. From a Compendium of Orlesian Theater, Volume 2, Classics of the Storm Age by Magister Pellinar. I'm not so sure we can Duke Germain.
Well, well, the Inquisitor. Here as a guest of my nephew, no less. I'm curious.
I didn't know the Grand Duke was your nephew.
He's my brother's eldest boy. Always a difficult child, Gaspar. Never listened, never did what he was told. He was raised a prince. All his life we told him he would be emperor. It was his destiny, his duty. What else should he do with his life, if not fight for his destiny?
Have you noticed anything strange this evening?
My niece Florian hasn't spoken to me all evening. That's not like her.
What can you tell me about the Civil War?
If you are hoping for insight, you've come to the wrong man. It's war. It is brutal, and terrible, and sometimes necessary. There's nothing more to say.
Another time, my lord.
So that gave us another 5 court approval. Let's see.
Inquisitor Llewellyn, don't head into the servants' wing if you value your neck. Not one elf's gone in there tonight and come out again.
Our man was supposed to make a pickup in the garden hours ago. Bastard's likely dead by now.
So, any other race other than elf, and they would have said, "Go away," or something to something to that effect, and they would go somewhere else, and you would have to eavesdrop. Either way, you would know what was going on a little bit.
Did you hear what Gaspard said to Duke Germain? His own uncle.
Germain bore his nephew's spite better than the rest of the council. Did you see that panicked attaché roaming about?
Maker, that Weinstein is never coming out.
Well, well. What's this?
Halam Sharal investigation. Clues. Clara, kitchen staff. Entered servants' wing by main stair 130. Vernon, undergardener. Entered servants' wing from hall 245. Sophie, chambermaid. Entered servants' wing from hall 322. Marius, footman. Entered servants' wing by main stair 345. Briala, we need immediate support down there. Something's gone wrong. So now... what? No? I thought I saw something. Never mind. So now, we go back.
Quickly! We can't leave the Delances this long without drinks.
Get these pastries out to the diplomats.
The Duchess has asked for too many. I can't carry them all.
Hold on. Let me do this really quick.
Just gossip.
So,
Does anyone really think the war will end?
the first part starts here, the servants' quarters. But let me...
My lady! My lady Inquisitor!
May we have a word? It is very important.
The Empress has sent us with a message for you.
Funny that she couldn't give me this message when we spoke.
Oh, she could not speak freely in front of the entire court, Inquisitor.
Empress Celine is eager to assist the Herald of Andraste in her holy endeavor.
She will pledge her full support to the Inquisition as soon as the usurper Gaspard is defeated.
That's a generous offer.
The Empress believes wholeheartedly that the Inquisition is our best hope for peace in these difficult times.
She looks forward to cementing a formal alliance.
As soon as Gaspard is out of the way.
But we have taken enough of your time.
Please, enjoy the masquerade, Inquisitor.
Alright.
I had hoped to tour the...
Boring.
So these Capri coins, they go in here. So toss a coin, and they earn you at least 1 point of approval. So that's 2 out of 15.
What were they doing in the western approach? It's a wasteland.
Interesting.
You must be mistaken.
No, I'm quite certain it was blood on the tiles.
If they're playing the game, they're not doing it very well. You don't leave evidence if you play to win.
With Gaspard and that elf woman here, the only one playing to win is Celine.
You only say that because you fancy the Empress's pet apostate. It sickens me to think of the chaos those Maleficarum are causing across the Empire.
Even you cannot deny that the Templars abandoned the faithful in their darkest hour. How can you condone that? They are the ones who should be brought to heel, if you ask me.
Alright. After hearing that bit of information, you can actually go to one of these two.
Did you need something?
And you can either say, I favor leashing the Templars too, or I agree with stopping mages. And you can get an agent that way. So... since I started with the mages, since I started with the Templars. What to do?
If I heard correctly, you'd like to stop the rebel mages. We share a common goal.
We have had enough of the pyres and the raids and the constant threat of violence. My steward will contact your ambassador. I have skilled people who could be put to great use.
Gentlemen?
So you required an agent that way too. Also, go up this not so stairway. And there's more information to be had to look for. Court approval. Exploring the off-limit spaces of the palace can yield rewards, but take care not to be gone too long. When you're absent from the party, people notice, and your court approval will drop. So it'll only drop 1 point at a time. It's not like 5 points, so don't worry. Let's see. Right now we're at 47. In like a few seconds, it'll drop to like 46, like right now. Here's another hollow. And here is a scandalous bribe for the great blackmail hunt. Open up this door. Pull this book, and it opens up this door. And you find, well, not only that, you find a letter. Halam Sharal investigation. Clues. Lady M, I need you at my side tonight. The unpleasantness in the royal wing has convinced me there is no safety within the palace. I do not expect my cousin to employ magic, but I would hardly be surprised if he provoked another investigation. Since my court enchanter is not here to assist me, I must rely entirely upon you. There is no one else I can trust. Celine. Court enchanter Vivian. So, since Vivian is with the Inquisition, the only other person she can go to is Lady Morgan. Same Morgan from Morgan's. Hello. You open up this door with the hollow you just collected, and you pick up another one. Halam Sharal investigation. Clues. Celine, we can discuss this like adults, can't we? We both know the weapon at Briala's disposal could not only turn the tide at our war, but every war. The Empire must control it. I do not believe you disagree. She is now a greater threat to Orlais than anything else. If you and I work together, we can wrest control away from her. Do not deceive yourself that she will be open to negotiation or diplomacy. You know her better than anyone. You know that's impossible, Gaspard. Okay. that there?
That's the bell. We should get back to the ballroom.
Also, if you ignore the bell that's calling you to the ballroom, that'll also decline your court approval. Halam Sharal investigation clues. Grandchildren of Emperor Judicial Valmont I and Duchess Catherine of Habsburg by Emperor Judicial II and Baronessa Baronessa Emilia Campana, Crown Prince Etienne III, 875 to 877. Crown Prince Leopold, 875 to 877. By Emperor Florian and Margravine Justinia of Hunterfell, Princess Evangeline, 877 to 877. By Prince Renaud and Duchess Clarisse de Montfort, Celine 904 to question mark. By Princess Melisande and Duke Theodore de Chalons, Grand Duke Gaspard de Chalons, 874 to question mark. Grand Duchess Florian de Chalons, 887 to question mark. I'm sorry, I can't read and talk, obviously. Go in here and grab this piece of information. Also, get this and get this. There we go. So we went down to 42. That's not bad. Wait.
That would be the second bell. Fashionably late now.
Damn. Did I just jump to 52?
Well. What have we here? The leader of the new Inquisition, fabled herald of the faith. Delivered from the grasp of the Fade by the hand of blessed Andraste herself. What could bring such an exalted creature here to the Imperial Court, I wonder? Do even you know?
We may never know. Courtly intrigues and all that.
Such intrigues obscure much, but not all. I am Morrigan. Some call me advisor to Empress Celine on matters of the arcane. You have been very busy this evening, hunting in every dark corner of the palace. Perhaps you and I hunt the same prey.
I don't know. Do we?
You are being coy.
I'm being careful.
Not unwise, here of all places. Allow me to speak first, then. Recently I found and killed an unwelcome guest within these very halls. An agent of Tevinter. So I offer you this, Inquisitor. A key found on the Tevinter's body. Where it leads, I cannot say. Yet, if Celine is in danger, I cannot leave her side long enough to search. You can.
Briala's people are whispering about disappearances in the servants' quarters. This key may lead there.
The ambassador does have eyes and ears everywhere, does she not? Proceed with caution, Inquisitor. Enemies abound, and not all of them aligned with Tevinter. What comes next will be most exciting.
Alright. For some reason, I jumped to 52. And I don't know why, so... I think it's because I was late? The second bell? I don't know. I'm not sure, so I'm not I don't think that's it. But let's see. Go back through this wall here. There should be should. If not, it'll come back later. I'll take that. So later on, another clue will eventually end up on this table right here. So might as well go down, back. If you want, you can bring what you have to Liliana. Then might as well just do it right now.
I'm so glad Maman did not want to attend. She always ruins everything.
Not as much as you do.
Lady Solange Lévesque, Marquise of Montvert, ambassador to the court of Navarra. Accompanying the ambassador, her daughter, Lady Madeline, renowned poet and author.
My third husband, Pierre, lost his life to Rosalia. I swore off marriage forever.
Right.
Ballisti of the House of Ballisti in Antiva.
Ezio.
And third Talon of the Antivan Crows.
Ezio's in here. What? Never mind.
Look at Lady Cambion's slippers, trimmed with pearls and emeralds. And those buckles. Toss her into the lake and she'll sink right to the bottom. What a disaster.
I found this out. I'm not sure of its value.
Very interesting. It may not help our investigation, but we can put it to use. A little more dirt like this, and we might have some leverage in the court. If you find more, let me know.
I should go. Be on your guard.
I always am.
So we just increased to 70 court approval. Aw.
Mistress Nightingale, what a pleasure to see you again. You look radiant.
Marquis, it's been far too long. How's your family in Valchevin?
No complaints, my dear, no complaints. You must come to the chateau to see the girls. They will be overjoyed.
Oh, I've missed them very much. Little Sylvie must be 10 now, no?
11. And already up to my elbow. Oh, how they grow.
Perhaps I shall call on you soon.
Excellent. Now I must dance with the Dowager. It was lovely to see you, my dear.
Alright, since we have high
Maximilian
court
swept
approval,
me off my feet. It was such a scandal. A fourth marriage to a man almost half my age.
we can speak to the Dowager.
You are an interesting one. A Dalish in the Winter Palace. More genteel than the Grand Duke. That's put this lot in their place, hasn't it?
Would you care to dance, Lady Mantelo?
You, Inquisitor, are a delight. One does not often find foreigners so well versed in the game. But you have other dances to perform first. Perhaps you will save me a dance for later?
It said if you want to play the game, you must ask a dance from the Dowager. So, you know.
I'd like your opinion of this gathering, my lady.
It's doomed to fail, of course. Celine knows that. At least it should be amusing. We haven't had such a menagerie at court in living memory.
Have you noticed anything odd this evening?
Too few Imperial. A shame. They are so pleasantly decorative.
Good evening, my lady.
So we just raised up to 75. It's easy. Of course, if you want to be obnoxious, it is pretty easy to get court disapproval. Excuse me. God. Alright. So it's funny. Here's another coin. No? Okay. Although there's another.
What's the situation? There was an incident. We're cleaning it up.
If the Inquisitor...
Waste of time.
Okay.
Gaspard is wasting his time. Nothing he does could win over the Council of Heralds now.
You should have considered that before threatening to burn them all in their homes.
Let's see.
Did you hear
There you are.
what Gaspard said to Duke Germain?
Philippe should have returned hours ago, dallying with some serving girl while I deal with Gaspard's vitriol.
Did you see that panicked attaché roaming about?
Awfully selfish of this, Philippe. Running off to play and leaving you with all the work.
I've half a mind to inform the Dowager. That would teach him to shirk his duties to roll some elven maid. Tonight of all nights, leaving me to convey Gaspard's death threats to the Council. Wonderful timing, Philippe. Thank you for listening to me rant. You are too kind, Inquisitor.
And that put us up to 10. So let's visit the servants' quarters.
If it's the will of the Maker that gets back to the throne.
This one you take your company with you.
This could be worth checking out.
I'm gonna try and finish this actually. All of it. So, you know, no part 2 or whatever. Alright, so you're actually here to like investigate what happened to the servants. Okay, that's mine. And that's mine. Ooh. Oh, that's not mine. What the hell? Excuse me. That... Wow. Well, that should tell me I need to... Anyways, that's mine. I'm sorry. Okay. Vigorous helmet. Oh. And death sacrifice. Alright. There we go. That suits her more. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. And Seeker Shield. Alright. See? Cassandra looks badass now. Like... Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. That's that. Dorian. There we go. Crap, I haven't upgraded Dorian. Shoot. Alright. That suits her more. Alright. Alright. I guess not.
Caught in the middle of this crap. What fully qualified arsehole stops to kill a cook?
Must be the elves Briala's people are looking for.
Whoever did this ought to be down here somewhere.
Alright. Diary of a nosy servant. Since I took that box up to the grand apartments, 9 people have suitably tried asking me where the vault is, including a couple of chevaliers, the 5th undergardener and one of the Grand Duchess's footmen. I am not mad enough to tell. Okay, so leave that. Oh, jump up here. Oh, come on. You'll want to get up on top of that beam as soon as she can stick that landing. Thank you. Go up here. Oops. No, 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 please don't fall. Alright. And basically just walk up on this beam. Winter Palace, the servants' wing. During her reign's 5th year, Empress Celine substantially expanded the palace servants' living quarters. They now encompass a large stretch of garden which the landscape architect Trinot designed. It is considered one of the finest examples of his style in Orlais. Excerpt from Architectural History of Orlais, Volume 1 by Elodie Frenieux. Alright. No! Damn. Basically, walk across that beam and you can get your stone Hala statue. I was trying to do that and I ended up falling. I also don't want to waste any more time, so you gotta do this correctly. Platforming, people. Platforming! So, walk across. There we go. So that's your 3rd one. And then...
Let's look around.
Another stone Hala. Good to know. I've basically not looked around, so that was a first for me.
This was no servant. What was he doing here?
This guy's way too fancy to belong down here. What's his story?
Is that the Chalon family crest? What have you been up to, Gaspard?
Time to have a word with the Duke.
No! No!
Venatory agents!
One down!
The Venatory were watching this approach. They're organized.
Alright. Do this quickly. Like I said, any time spent outside of the ball will result in a decrease of court approval, so... Wow, royal elf root. That's cool. Okay. About what? Nice. Oh, I didn't see that. Cool. Alright. Embrium. Go back here, and let's go into this one. Oh, dude, it's like he slipped. He slipped on his way down to die. Alright. Okay. Jeshavis, mother of Orlais. It is said we owe much to the sons of betrayal. 3 brothers were charged with girding against an imperium in wait. And in mourning Andraste, we tribes of the Crescent willingly bartered diversity for solidarity. Tevinter would not be defeated in Our Lady's lifetime, but would be balanced against for lifetimes to come. The son of betrayal named the fields Orlais. It was Jeshavis, his wife, who shaped what we are. Her hatreds were older, bound to tradition. All our hatreds were abandoned, so we would call strangers kin and stand as one against the Imperium. Greater her spite for how necessary the cost, because she knew we had a choice in that day, or no choice the next. She brought the marriage that wed tribe within tribe, but promised an untold vengeance of her own. If we stand against outsiders, we stand for ourselves. She would not suffer the rule of Alamari, son or no son of betrayal or prophet. Jeshavis plied brother against brother. In turn, they then named both as partners in crimes against faith. With artful turns, she invited invasion, then crafted rebellion against the courts she inspired. Brother would kill brother, and be killed in turn. 2 liberations that she would then own. 8 generations before the Empire, before Draken. Here were the seeds of elegance to come. Jeshavis, twice married to sons of betrayal, twice widowed. Our first chieftain born from us, of what would become true Orlais, where we venerate faith and the beauty of sacrifice, with daggers well hidden but well within reach. It is true, we owe much to the sons of betrayal, for they were the tools that a master cast down. Let others claim credit for birthing the nation. Jeshavis claims nothing and gave us the game. This text was translated from Jethus, of a highly romanticized account of the first Goya, I don't know, or female chieftain of the United Surain? I don't know. Tribes of Orlais. The region and people would later coalesce under Draken unto the modern nation of Orlais. Many culturally distinct communities were forcibly merged during the rule of Mafarath and his sons, ostensibly to create more efficient barriers against the likelihood of a Tevinter return to conquest. The effects of this relocation can still be observed in many Orlesian, Navarran, and Free Marcher traditions, collected and excerpted by Philum, a bard. So she is responsible for actually bringing the game into existence in Orlais. What the hell? Like, I just rolled around in circles. I should save that.
Make her take you!
Alright. So she's responsible for bringing the game into existence in Orlais. Let's see. We're at 80 right now, so we're still good. Let's see. I'll take that. That's cool. Okay. Let's see. Whoops, I don't want to go outside. Nope. Alright. I've never become lost before. At all. Oh, okay. Hello. I'm supposed to go up here. Follow the blood. Apparently.
Watch out!
Nice. Okay, before we go into that door, there's another stone hollow here, so I don't have time for you guys. Go away.
Fancy meeting you here. Inquisitor Llewellyn. Slumming in the servants' quarters with the rest of your people, for once. We haven't been properly introduced, have we? I'm Ambassador Briala.
Ambassador, is it? Whose ambassador are you exactly?
If the nobility is going to treat elves as if we are not citizens, we may as well have the trappings of a foreign power. You clean this place out. Will take a month to get all the Tevinter blood off the marble. I came down to save or avenge my missing people. But you've beaten me to it. So, the Council of Herald's emissary in the courtyard. That's not your work, is it?
He was dead when I arrived.
I expected as much. You may have arrived with the Grand Duke, but you don't seem to be doing his dirty work. I knew he was smuggling his chevaliers. But killing a council emissary? Bringing Tevinter assassins into the palace? Those are desperate acts. Gaspard must be planning to strike tonight.
Gaspard doesn't seem desperate.
Are you sure he's behind this? He was too easygoing for a man plotting treason.
Don't let his charm blind you. He's Orlesian. That smile is his mask. I misjudged you, Inquisitor. You might just be an ally worth having. What could you do with an army of elven spies at your disposal? You should think about it.
You know how to make a sales pitch, Ambassador. I'll give you that.
I do, don't I? I know which way the wind is blowing. I'd bet coin that you'll be part of the peace talks before the night is over. And if you happen to lean a little bit our way, it could prove advantageous to us both. Just a thought.
More politics and double-dealing. Is there anyone here who is not corrupt?
There's so much conniving and backstabbing here. Makes me homesick.
It makes me homesick. I guess Tevinter could be, like, associated the same way. Mad Emperor Reveal. Modern history often forgets that Mad Emperor Reveal was, at first, calibrated as a military genius, despite the warnings of his twin brother, Gratian, younger by a mere hour. He committed Orlais to an invasion of Ferelden, an invasion that proved wildly successful. In the breadth of one campaign, Revel had expanded the reach of the Empire across all of southern Thedas, and allowed the court to dream of achieving even greater heights. The victory came at a cost, however, and when Gradient's prediction of war with an opportunistic Navarra proved true, the Orlesian Chevaliers met spectacular defeat. Everything we know of history states that Grand Duke Gradient had nothing but his brother's best interests at heart. The man was a kind soul, much in love with his wife and many children, and, according to all letters recovered, vastly relieved not to be burdened with the throne. Reveal, however, went from reveling in the approval of his court to being the butt of jokes and the target of whispers. He was surrounded by courtiers who said his brother was behind this criticism, and as rebellion in occupied Ferelden began, things grew worse. There was often talk of placing Gratian on the throne. When Marquis Yvette, Revel's mother and a calming influence, died and threw him into mourning, he snapped. Revel ordered the assassination of Gratian and his entire family at their estate of Sublistant on the Feast of Ascension. Gratian, his wife, their 3 grown children, and 8 grandchildren, the youngest, Camille, only 8 months old, all slaughtered and thrown into a mass grave, their bodies burned. The brutal slaughter sent a chill through the imperial court, as even the emperor's own children feared to speak out against him. He became increasingly paranoid and began wearing armor every time he left his rooms. His health began to decline, but he refused to allow physicians of any kind into the palace. By 850 Blessed, Revel refused to leave his rooms at all. His paranoia had grown so great that only a single cook was permitted to prepare his food, and only under the supervision of 10 chevaliers. He no longer ate anything but venison, and his health, unsurprisingly, was poor. In 851 Blessed, Emperor Revel finally died, and upon entering his rooms, his sons found that he had boarded up the windows and surrounded his bed with rows upon rows of daggers. From the Emperors of Orlais by Brother Harland Ascari. Paranoid bastard, huh? That's what happens when, like, guilt takes over you. Let's see. Oh. I'll only take the sigil. Okay. Let's go back to that door. This door. This requires about 3 stone hollow. And this is like Empress Celine's vault, where she keeps everything.
The Empress can't give up her pretty things.
Which, what we got right now is an elven locket that Briala gave to Celine. And that could be used as a, like, as a way of blackmail. So, see, Winter Palace, the Grand Apartments. This wing once served as a home away from home for members of House Valmont's 4 cadet branches, but it has fallen into disuse since Emperor Florian's reign. The late emperor would not allow relatives more distant than his siblings into the Winter Palace. For years, the entirety of the Grand Apartments was closed off. Excerpt from Architectural History of Orlais, Volume 1 by Elodie Ferenu. I'm not French, I don't speak French, I don't pronounce words correctly. Sorry. Wait a minute. Is there? No, that's a long way down. Never mind. Okay. So, I believe... Oh yeah. Go down here and it's just like a big pile of gold. No biggie. Okay, so go down here. I don't know if you find anything more. Anyways, I think it's this way. Yeah. It's all the way this way and you'll get back into the palace, so. Which we've gone down to 75. Not bad. I'm thinking if we didn't report all of the scandal we already got from to Liliana, it would have been lower than that, so.
Interesting.
Inquisitor Lavellen. We met briefly. I am Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon. Welcome to my party.
Oh, sorry.
Why am I not at all surprised that you want to see me now?
This is Orlais, Inquisitor. Nothing happens by accident. I believe tonight you and I are both concerned by the actions of a certain person. Come, dance with me. Spies will not hear us on the dance floor.
Very well. Shall we dance, Your Grace?
I'd be delighted. Have the Dalish gained a sudden passion for politics? What do you know about our civil war?
Orlais War is Thetis' war. You can only access this, like, certain dialogue if you have the Inquisition perk. I think it's, nobility? You know, the history of Thetis or something like that?
Elysian Empire.
Perhaps it does. I should not be surprised to find the Empire is the center of everyone's world.
It took great effort to arrange tonight's negotiations. Yet one party would use this occasion for blackest treason. The security of the Empire is at stake. Neither one of us wishes to see it fall.
Do we both want that, Lady Florian?
I hope we are of one mind on this.
In times like these, it's hard to tell friend from foe. Is it not, Your Grace?
I know you arrived here as a guest of my brother Gaspard, and have been everywhere in the palace. You are a curiosity to many, Inquisitor, and a matter of concern to some.
Which am I to you?
Am I the curiosity or the concern to you, Your Grace?
A little of both, actually. This evening is of great importance, Inquisitor. I wonder what role you will play in it. Do you even yet know who is friend and who is foe? Who in the court can be trusted?
Who do you trust?
An excellent question. I might ask the same of you, Your Grace.
In the Winter Palace, everyone is alone. It cannot have escaped your notice that certain parties are engaged in dangerous machinations tonight.
Isn't everyone?
I thought dangerous machinations were the national sport in Orlais.
You have little time. The attack will come soon. You must stop Gaspard before he strikes. In the Royal Wing Garden, you will find the captain of my brother's mercenaries. He knows all Gaspard's secrets. I'm sure you can persuade him to be forthcoming.
We'll see what the night has in store, won't we?
And that's how you play it. We're already at 100, so...
You'll be the talk of the court for months. We should take you dancing more often.
No dances for Corypheus.
I'd happily do more dancing. Just not with Corypheus.
I promise not to invite him to your next ball.
Were you dancing with Duchess Florian?
More importantly, what happened in the servants' quarters? I heard there was fighting.
I hope you have good news. It appears the peace talks are crumbling.
Florian is up to something.
The Grand Duchess tried to convince me Gaspard is the traitor, but I'm not sure I buy it.
Florian and her brother are thick as thieves, but she would give him up in an instant to save herself.
Then, the attack on the Empress will happen tonight.
Warning Celine is pointless. She needs these talks to succeed, and to flee would admit defeat.
Then perhaps we should let her die.
Now we're talking.
I like where this is going.
I don't. If Corypheus succeeds...
What Corypheus wants is chaos. Even with Celine alive, that could still happen. To foil his plan, the Empire must remain strong. This evening, someone must emerge victorious.
And it doesn't need to be Celine. She's right.
Do you realize what you're suggesting, Leliana?
Sometimes the best path is not the easiest one.
I need more information.
I can't decide this. Not yet.
You must. Even inaction is a decision, Inquisitor.
You could speak to Celine in the ballroom, but she won't act. Not without proof.
If Gaspard is guilty, he'll admit nothing. If he's innocent, he knows nothing. We need the truth.
What did Duchess Florian tell you?
She said Gaspard's mercenary captain is in the Royal Wing, that he knows about the assassination.
Which could be a trap.
Or a lead. Either way, you should search the private quarters in that wing for clues.
Then get me access. And in the meantime, get your soldiers into position.
At once. Be careful, Inquisitor.
Alright. So we have 100 now.
My dear Maximilian, it took 4 chevaliers to hunt down the bear that killed him.
Right. I think that we're on to her like 6th husband now.
So many crimes of fashion.
I found this out. I'm not sure of its value.
We can use this.
Alright, so... You take the locket to... the three ladies in waiting.
Inquisitor, to what do we owe this honor?
We are always delighted to speak with you, of course. Her Imperial Majesty is unfortunately occupied at present.
I made a fascinating discovery. An elven locket in the Empress's vault.
Oh dear. That is very interesting.
I'll get Her Majesty.
Inquisitor, I regret that we did not have time to speak earlier. No doubt you have questions about many things.
The locket I found. It was a gift from Briala, wasn't it?
She gave it to me for my coronation. I don't know why I kept it. It was a foolish thing to do.
What made the two of you part ways?
She wanted change, and she thought I should deliver it. My word is law, Inquisitor, but laws don't command people's hearts. Culture does not transform itself overnight. I failed her. I should have dared more. But the past, like so many things, is beyond my command.
It's nice to see that even the Empress of Orlais makes mistakes.
Thank you for coming tonight, Inquisitor. I have business to attend, but I hope we will speak again.
Now there's several ways to go about this. If you still want Empress Celine on the throne, you could still have her on the throne. Options, you can have Gaspard killed or not killed. You can actually have kind of like a love interest re-sparked again between Briala and Celine, and say she did it out of love for you or something like that, something along those lines. If you don't want Celine on the throne anymore, she does get killed either way. If you put Gaspard on the throne, you know, also you can put Gaspard on the throne, but Briala is like in control. Like, sure, he's sitting on the throne, but she's the one that has the throne, you know, on the sidelines.
Inquisitor Lavalin, how many of the guests have mistaken you for a kitchen servant? You've charmed some of the nobles. We'll see how long you can keep their favor. What brings you to me?
Is this your locket?
I found an elven locket hidden among Celine's things. This isn't yours, is it?
Let me see that. She kept this. What was she thinking? If Gaspard had found this, it would have ruined her.
So this did belong to you?
It was my mother's. Carved from Vinadal wood. I gave it to Celine in happier times. She held on to it.
We'll speak more later, Ambassador.
Another time, Inquisitor.
So that gives you more blackmail between the three. Oh, her fifth husband? Here's another Caprice coin. And I think there's one over here. Oh no. Codex. A compendium of Orlesian theater. The most unusual part of Orlesian theater, appropriately enough, revolves around our southern neighbors' love of masks. Every actor wears a mask. Every mask follows a hierarchy of shape and colors that indicates to the audience the character's importance. Half-faced green masks indicate a leaning male role. For example, while half-faced purple masks are for primary female characters, full white masks are reserved for roles of no clear gender, such as spirits, except for demons, whose masks must always be black and red. Furthermore, Complicating matters for those new to Orlesian theater, an actor's race or sex has no bearing on the parts they can play. If a director believes they can still... If the director believes they can sell the part, men can play dowagers, women can play dukes, and even an elf can play a king. Once donned, the mask is understood to be absolutely them. None of the actors I spoke to could explain to me the history behind this tradition, but bristled when I suggested other nations find it strange. There is a strong bond of trust between Orlesian theater troops and their viewers. Indeed, I have rarely attended such attentive audiences than in Val Royeaux. It is my guess that Orlesians, surrounded as they are by masks in their daily lives, both require and fully respect a place where the objects boldly display their wearers' intentions for a change. An appendix at the back of this volume lists the appearance and meanings of Orlay's theatrical masks. These conventions are vital to understanding the history of its finest theater, a journey I hope you will find as rewarding as I have. From A Compendium of Orlesian Theater, Volume 1, Introduction by Magister Palinar. Oh, that's good to know. That was pretty interesting. For like dragon lore and all that. Dragon Age lore. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here and try and see if we can get anything from this one.
Well, that's useful.
There you go. 11 out of 30. Excuse me, I'm sorry. A Compendium of Orlesian Theater. The Young Maiden. Come, my lord, let us dance. The Mayor. No, no, I cannot. The Young Maiden. Oh, I beseech thee, do not leave me without a dance. The Mayor. I have imbibed too much. The Young Maiden. Please, come dance. I must leave soon. The Mayor. It's too much. I bet you leave me to my circumcision? Laughing, the woman pulls the Mayor up from his seat. A loud sound stops her. The Young Maiden. Do I smell the cook's cabbage stew from noon? The Mayor. It has rejoined us. Alas, from a more southerly direction. From Wiltshire Downs by a Pari. This play enjoys enduring and some might say embarrassing popularity, never failing to draw a large crowd during a festival or market. The fictional Ferelden village of Wiltshire Downs is the setting for over 3,000 lines of increasingly outrageous situations begun, worsened, or ended by flatulence. I am told actors go on a special diet to convincingly play the roles. I've not the courage for details. From A Compendium of Orlesian Theater, Volume 4, Comedies and Operettas by Magister Palinar. That's funny. Okay, so this should be on that table. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Alright. So that's the last one up here. So you can go down.
Interesting.
I'll go get that one right now. There we go. Another one. And either here or at the door will get you the same thing.
Did you see that knife-eared servant girl in the kitchen? The ginger.
Keep talking. I am starting to believe I was there.
I need to get one of those.
Don't we all?
And then you can go talk to this group.
Is it true what they say? You're the Inquisitor, are you not? We heard stories of your accomplishments.
I'd wager I have better tales than anything you've heard.
I told you, Philippe.
Not everyone fights an archdemon and lives to tell. It's an inspiration.
If you'd like, Commander Cullen could give you all the details of that battle. He's in the ballroom.
Really? Well, I shouldn't leave my post.
You'd only be gone a moment.
Philippe, the world is coming to an end. If we don't hear this story now, we'll never have a chance.
You're right. Thank you, Inquisitor. Let's go.
-2? But I'm still at 100. What? I don't know. Usually once you hit 100, more than likely it's not easy to like go on the disapproving for points and such. Halam Sharal investigation. Clues. Philippe. Move in on the western wing of the palace when I send you there. When I send you 3 shots of brandy, not taking any chances, Gaspard. And here's another statuette. I'll leave those. Not like I have the inventory anyways. Oh. What? Oh. If you're not a rogue, you won't be able to get into that door. There's also another door you won't be able to get into. It requires a rogue's touch. You have to be a rogue. There we go. There's one.
Give me that. I've seen the way he looks at you.
Alright. And there's nothing in here, so he's okay. Now, oh well, I'd have to show you that door. There's another door that requires statue hollows to unlock it. You can unlock it, I guess. But those statue hollows are needed for other doors, so if you really want to get the 100%, for like the great blackmail hunt, I suggest not opening that door I'm about to show you right now, and instead open up that will lead you to other information.
Nothing he does could win over the Council of Guilds.
Should have considered that before threatening the
Alright. Okay. Here's another coin.
Jamais.
I had no idea.
This one. This one. I mean, we're just racking up such good information here. Okay.
What is Lady Pentecost wearing?
Alright, so
Lady Nightingale makes
This door, you can open up this door. It requires 4 Hala. Actually, 3? 3 Hala. Which, I mean, probably go ahead and open it, I guess.
Gone. Elves. Always shirking their duties.
I think there's more up here. What? There we go. Really? Wait, there's nothing up here? No. Alright. Okay.
What is Lady Pentecost? Where?
Just so that I could actually show you guys.
Report on the casualties in the Dales.
I'll save this before I do anything. And go ahead and open this door. What? Oh, fine then. Never mind.
Gaspar is wasting his time. Nothing he does could win over.
Good to know.
There we go.
Do Gaspar wants another bottle of bread?
Did I get the one on the stairs? No.
Boring.
Alright. Again, oh. Let me save this. Alright.
Sarah, what are you wearing? Are you sure it's dead?
What? Is there something? Oh, ha ha. Eat it.
Hello? Is anyone there? Somebody? Anybody?
Wait a minute. I passed something, didn't I? Didn't I? I passed something, right? Wait. I guess I'll... Let's see. There we go.
Get back!
Thank you.
I hope you're not disappointed I stole your dance partner.
No, not at all. No one's supposed to be here. Briala said... Oh, I shouldn't have trusted her.
All sorts of people tonight are taking advantage of this wing being closed.
Briala probably knew it was dangerous and sent me anyway. One more embarrassing secret erased. I knew her. Before. When she was Celine's pet. Now she wants to play Revolution, but I remember. She was sleeping with the Empress who purged our alienage.
The other elves don't know?
Something like that could destroy Briala, if it were known.
No. Some know she has a history with the Empress. But they believe she was just a favored servant. If the Inquisition will protect me, I'll tell you everything I know about our ambassador.
Most Orlesians would say that's Celine's scandal, not Briala's.
Knew it. I did. And I bet the hate's made it feel real good.
Go to the ballroom. Find Commander Cullen. He'll keep you safe.
Thank you. Make her protect you, Inquisitor.
Alright, so... There's another statue Hala. Okay, that's...
What's this
the
then?
way.
Swapping all the gold leaf with diamonds, I bet.
Over here. Open up this door. But I don't think I have everything yet. Let me see. Because I know there's one more statuette, so.
You painted Orlesian arsehole! When I get out of this, I'll butcher you like the pig you are!
Don't go in there just yet, so. Oh, I hate when I do this. I actually go around when I could just go the easiest route, like. I always forget. There's that other one. And then I believe if you open up that door that's like in the... What is it? That door I showed you and I tried to open but I couldn't. I think the last one is in that, behind that door. Or something like that. Go down here. Oh, never mind. You find all of the statue Hala, never mind. So that's cool. Let's go back. Open up this door so it's a lot easier. You know what, if you want to open up that other door, go ahead. If it's not important to you to get the blackmail thing, but open up this door, you'll get 100% blackmail. So, whoops. There you go. Lovely.
What happened?
It's not what it looks like. Honestly, I would have preferred it if it were what it looks like. The Empress led me to believe I would be rewarded for betraying the Grand Duke. This was not what I hoped for.
I can imagine what you thought your reward would be.
Please, I beg you, don't tell Gaspard. The Empress beguiled me into giving her information about plans for troop movements in the palace tonight. She knows everything. Everything. The Duke's surprise attack has been countered before it ever began. She's turned it into a trap. The moment he strikes, she'll have him arrested for treason.
She'll be all prim, but here's you with your bits out.
I don't know which is worse. Celine for your tactic or him for falling for it.
Oh, Orlesians.
I need you to testify.
I'll protect you from Gaspard if you're willing to testify about Celine's trap.
I'll do anything. Anything.
Alright, so...
Do they even like being so... like they are? Ugh.
We just need a little bit more of information left. Which is behind this door.
Inquisitor, what a pleasure. I wasn't certain you'd attend. You're such a challenge to read. I had no idea if you'd taken my bait.
I fear I'm a bit busy at the moment, if you're looking for a dance partner.
Yes, I see that. Such a pity you did not save one final dance for me. It was kind of you to walk into my trap so willingly. I was so tired of your meddling. Corypheus insisted that the Empress die tonight, and I would hate to disappoint him.
He's used to it by now.
At this point, I think disappointment was an old friend.
Poor dear. You can't begin to imagine what Calpurnia and I have in store. And now I suppose you never will. In their darkest dreams, no one imagines I would assassinate Celine myself. All I need is to keep you out of the ballroom long enough to strike. A pity you'll miss the rest of the ball, Inquisitor. They'll be talking of it for years. Kill her. Bring me the marked hand as proof. It will make a fine gift for the Master.
Come here, where are you going?
Just his tits. What was all that? Were those demons? There aren't any more of those blasted demons coming, right?
You're safe.
No more demons. It's safe.
Maker? I've never seen one that close before. I knew Gaspard was a bastard, but I didn't think he'd feed me to fucking horrors over a damn bill.
You honestly believe you were captured, tied up, and thrown into a death trap because of a bill?
When you put it like that, it seems a bit odd. The Duke wanted to move on the palace tonight, but he didn't have enough fancy chevaliers. So he hired me and my men. He had to offer us triple our usual pay to come to Orlais. Stinking punsy cheesemongers.
Want a new job? One that pays better? The Inquisition can always use a good mercenary company.
You hiring? I'm game. Anything's better than this bullshit. You want me to talk to the Empress, or the court, or sing a blasted song in a chantry? I'll do it.
Alright. Now that that's over, go into this door. You know what? If you want to fight these guys, go ahead. Bye! I don't know, I just don't feel like it. Not that I'm lazy, I just don't want to do it. Can I not do it? Okay. Alright. And that's that. Okay.
Where has that served?
Thank the Maker you're back. The Empress will begin her speech soon. What should we do?
Wait here, Cullen. I'm going to have a word with the Grand Duchess.
What? There's no time. The Empress will begin her speech any moment.
We owe the court one more show, Your Grace.
Inquisitor?
The eyes of every noble in the Empire are upon us, Your Grace. Remember to smile. This is your party. You wouldn't want them to think you had lost control.
Who would not be delighted to speak with you, Inquisitor?
I seem to recall you saying all I needed was to keep you out of the ballroom long enough to strike. When your archers failed to kill me in the garden, I feared you wouldn't save me this last dance. It's so easy to lose your good graces. You even framed your brother for the murder of a council emissary. It was an ambitious plan. Celine, Gaspard, the entire council of heralds, all your enemies under one roof.
This is very entertaining, but you do not imagine anyone believes your wild stories?
That will be a matter for a judge to decide, cousin.
Gaspard? You cannot believe this. You know I would never... Gaspard?
At this point, you can actually, you know, either choose to kill her right there or just let the guards take her.
You lost this fight ages ago, Your Grace. You're just the last to find out. Your Imperial Majesty, I think we should speak in private, elsewhere.
Your sister attempted regicide in front of the entire court, Gaspard.
You're the spy master. If anyone knew this atrocity was coming, it was you.
You don't deny your involvement.
I do deny it. I knew nothing of Florian's plans. But you knew it all and did nothing.
I don't know which is better. That you think I'm all-seeing, or that you're trying so hard to play innocent, and failing.
Enough! We will not bicker while Tevinter plots against our nation. For the safety of the Empire, I will have answers.
At this point, if you pick all of you are at fault, it's required that you have all 30 of the, well, like everything for the grand blackmail hunt.
Every one of you is implicated. You all conspired to allow this to happen.
That's a bold claim, Inquisitor. Are you prepared to defend it?
Gaspard brought hired mercenaries into the palace for a coup. I have the word of his captain.
Oh, Gaspard. So predictable. Brutality is your only talent.
You don't hold the moral high ground, Briala. You did murder ambassadors and forge documents.
So what if I did? Take me down, and elves will riot in every city in the Empire.
They won't. Not when they learn you were sleeping with the woman who purged Hellam Sharel's alienage. And Celine knew of Gaspard's coup and let it go far enough to hang him for treason.
You've made your point. What do you want?
At this point, you could either say, like, work together, or, like up it up a notch and be like, you've been outplayed, or you work for me now. But I've always chosen, like, work together for Orlais, for the betterment of Orlais.
You are three of the best minds in the Empire. You could do so much for Orlais and your people if you stopped fighting.
It is remarkably optimistic to believe that the three of us could ever forget our differences, Inquisitor.
Of course, Cassandra would disapprove. Anything political.
I cannot believe you want to make a speech. This is foolish.
We have no choice. The nobility requires an answer for what happened.
Unless you want to pretend the war was all a dream. That would go over well. No more dithering. We make the cut swift and clean. Kindest to all of us.
Lords and ladies of the court, to announce that an accord has been reached. Our cousin Gaspard will now hold a place of honor in our cabinet.
Friends, we assembled are the leaders of the Empire. We must set the example for all Thedas. We cannot be at war with each other, while the Fade itself challenges our borders.
We must stand united, or surely we will fall alone.
This is our only chance.
There will be no second chance for us. We cannot afford to be divided.
We will bury our dead, tend our wounded, and ready ourselves for the next charge, as all true Orlesians must.
But tonight, we celebrate the arrival of peace. Let the festivities commence!
The Orlesian nobility make drunken toasts to your victory, and yet you are not present to hear them. Do you tire so quickly of their congratulations, Inquisitor? 'Tis most fickle, after all your efforts on their behalf.
They ran out of the punch.
I would have stayed, but the punch ran dry. Scandalous.
Indeed. Let us see if you take this piece of news as poorly. By imperial decree, I have been named liaison to the Inquisition. Celine wishes to offer you any and all aid, including mine. Congratulations.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the Inquisition, Morrigan.
A most gracious response. I shall meet you at Skyhold.
She's all sparkly. If you don't romance anyone, it'll be Josephine that comes out in the balcony with you.
Is everything all right? You look troubled.
Although, depending on who you romance, it'll be that person joining you on the balcony.
I'm just worn out. Tonight has been very long.
It was a tumultuous evening, but Orlais is safe now. It was worth the struggle. Is there anything I can do? Can I get you anything? A drink, perhaps?
I'm ready to go home.
It's time to head back to Skyhold.
Of course. It will be good to go home.
And that is, my friends, the Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts story line. My favorite one. After everything, I believe, no. Oh yeah. After everything, Chantry decides either on Liliana or Cassandra to be the next divine, and you can have your choice of picking either one of those, or if you want to side with Vivian, you can also hand her the
matter is
Sunburst
urgent,
throne,
Lady Josephine.
and she becomes the next divine.
I am well aware of that, revered mother.
We will need them to return to Val Royeaux as soon as possible. There are ceremonies, ordinations. Maker's mercy.
That's quite impossible at the moment. However, I will see to this matter as soon as possible.
My Lady Inquisitor, please, may I have a word with you?
It's always something.
Just when you've solved one crisis, another springs up to take its place.
I am sorry to place this burden on your shoulders, but you are the only one who can help. With the political turmoil put to rest, our minds turn to a single question. The next divine. We cannot answer it without the left and right hands of Divine Justinia V.
I have already told you, revered mother. Lady Liliana and Seeker Cassandra cannot be spared from their duties.
But surely with the support of the Empire, the Inquisition will not be harmed by the loss of just 2 souls.
Those are crucial people.
These aren't just any 2 people. They're key members of the Inquisition.
For the sake of Thedas, we must ask you to make this sacrifice.
This will have to be settled later. The Inquisitor has only just returned and has important business to attend to. You must excuse us, revered mother. Don't let them detract from your victory at Alam-Shiral. We've beaten his wardens and stopped his intrigues. Soon, Corypheus will have no place to hide. Cullen is hoping to press our advantage. We'll plan our next attack when you're ready.
Alrighty. And we gain an influence requisition perk. Awesome. Let me just collect what we have from the war table mission, and then that will be it for the night.
Time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
Our alliance with Orlais holds. For the present. They'll send aid on request.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus' followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
I'm sure they are.
We've beaten their god twice over. Corypheus must be livid. Where is he now?
After you dealt with the Duchess, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds. He's moving south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
They'll be hard to miss.
Good of Corypheus to make it easy to find him. If he's hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we finish him.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one. Fortunately, I can assist.
You have my attention, Lady Morrigan.
What Corypheus seeks in those Forgotten Woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you.
I kind of forgot. It goes into cutscene whenever you go into the war table mission.
This is an Illuvian.
I mean, the war table
an
room?
elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed. I restored this one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
An elven artifact?
This belonged to my people?
I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds. Untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Illuvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead?
Now, apparently, when you go into the Illuvian with Morgan, during the cutscene, apparently you can, like, see Meryl's mirror in the crossroads. Apparently. It's like in the background, you could probably barely see it. Which I don't think I've paid attention to actually see it in the background. But, let's see if I can at least spot it.
If this place once had a name, it has long been lost. I call it the Crossroads, a place where all Illuvians join, wherever they might be.
It's incredible.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I was safe from those who hunted me. But only for a time. One cannot remain in between forever.
What do you mean a few can be opened from this side?
Some of the Illuvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
You have a key?
I suppose you have such a key?
The key can be many things. Each Illuvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
Corypheus wants to come Here.
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the Anchor.
He learned of the Alluvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it.
Oh, there it is. I saw it.
You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon.
I saw it. It was like somewhat in the background. You could barely see it actually, but it was there. Well, on second thought, I think I'll end it here. It's already late. But I will probably be back later on today after I get off work. It's like already after 1 in the morning, so of course. Either I'll start back on this, or I could probably start back on Assassin's Creed. I haven't decided yet, so I can go either one. I'd probably like make it like a surprise or something. But it's been nice recording again, and I'm glad to see that my little experiment worked. That way it'll be easier on me. I'll be like, I can't hear you guys, I'm sorry. Or I can't hear what's going on. But I hope to record again later on today, and to see you guys later on. Bye. Whoops. Are you kidding me right now?